As Dr. Henneke mentioned, we have our special guest. Will Tim Allen, 1976 graduate of Western Michigan University, please come forward for the conferring of an honorary degree of fine arts? Mr. Allen, we have a special citation that we'd like to read for you. Tim Allen, through your humor, you have helped many of us to learn a bit more about ourselves and life. This is a gift that you have given to many since your graduation from Western Michigan University in 1976. You have traveled a long way from your television production classes at WMU to the sound stages of the Disney Studios and ABC Television. It all started with a dare from a friend in 1979. This is when you made your first stand-up comedy appearance at Detroit's famous Comedy Castle. From the beginning, you had a unique way of looking at life and relating to your audiences. Your ability to see the humor in everyday lives made Tim the Tool Man Taylor and Home Improvement America's most watched television series in just 3 years. But your success hasn't been limited to television. The same year, Home Improvement topped the Nielsen ratings. Your first feature film, Disney's The Santa Claus, was the movie box office hit of the season, and you penned your first best-selling book. And while Home Improvement has remained among the top-rated Nielsen programs, you still have found the time to add 3 films and a second book to your credits. Add all of these numerous awards, including the Golden Globe Award, People's Choice Awards, American TV Awards, Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Award, TV Guide, Reader Poll Awards, and it is clear that you are not only multi-talented, but truly a creative and popular performer. However, there is more to Tim Allen than professional success and recognition. In pursuing your career, you have not forgotten your family, your friends, and your professors here at WMU. And you have remained a loyal Michigander, promoting the state and your alma mater whenever possible. You have also given yourself to causes like the YMCA, the Forgotten Harvest Food Cooperative, Habitat for Humanity, and the Lighthouse Human Services Agency. While some of this generosity comes in public ways, such as charity benefit performances, much of what you do is done privately, away from the media spotlight. Thank you, Tim, for your laughter you have given us, for helping us cope a bit better. Yours is a career in which we have much pride. It is therefore with great pleasure that the Board of Trustees of Western Michigan University confers upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Fine Arts with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. And above all, Tim, we're so proud that you're a Bronco. Would you like to say a few words to us? Oh, okay. Mr. Robert Miller, President of Western Michigan University Alumni Association, will now make a presentation.
Dr. Allen. For all of the reasons which have been cited by Trustee Waddles, the WMU Alumni Association selected you as a recipient of the Distinguished Alumni Award in 1996. With the demands on your schedule, it has been difficult to find a time to publicly recognize you as one of only 102 alumni to have received the association's most prestigious honor. This morning, acting on behalf of the WMU Alumni Association, it is my distinct privilege to formally present to you the Distinguished Alumni Award. May the clock that we present to you serve as a constant reminder of our pride in your many professional achievements. A plaque will also be added to the Distinguished Alumni Award display in the Bernhardt Center. This display is a deserving, permanent tribute to those on whom we have bestowed this honor and serves as a constant source of motivation and inspiration for Western students now and in the years to come. Dr. Allen, congratulations.
Change a little bit here. This has been I didn't really think I'd get as emotional as I just got. It's very nice welcome you all give me. This is kind of nice. It's actually very nice. It's difficult for a comedian to get anything and accept an award, especially for something that I don't really feel that it was necessarily my award to get. But I will take the doctor thing because I intend to use this quite a bit. If that's not enough, a Distinguished Alumni Award, I'm truly honored to be here. I can't help but stand here in front of all you and thinking how lovely I feel in this gown. I don't wear gowns that often. Oh, who am I kidding? I live in LA now, I wear dresses all the time, but it's... The sad footnote to this is I was speaking to my wife in the backstage, I guess, and I was in a very cool group when I graduated from Western. I love this university, still do, but I was in a pretty raucous group of guys that I never came to a ceremony. Wasn't cool back then. So this is kind of closure for me, so it's very special that I'm actually in a gown for a variety of reasons, actually. But not the least of which that this is a closure for me, and I'm glad to be part of this. Dr. Allen, There's an emergency in OR, Dr. Allen. There's a ring to that. I'm liking this. Or heck, George Clooney can do it. Why not me, you know? Yes, thank you. I wasn't going to even say it, but it was 20 years ago. It doesn't seem like 20 years ago, but things were... Sprout Tower, that's all I remember. It's about all just as useless then as it is now. It's beautiful, but I assume there's still really bad vending machines there. I was a student here, just like all of you, except I had bell bottoms. And I think they just invented submarine sandwiches back then. And I had an 8-track tape player with a match pack to keep her going, you know. Yeah, those were probably Western Michigan, I tell you. It was the best 12 years I ever spent in my life, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I'm not even sure I ever went here, to be honest with you. Swear to God, I thought it was Eastern. I don't know where it was. I know it was somewhere in the States here. I know I was here. I would truly like to thank the Board of Trustees for honoring me with this. There's so much to thank. The President, of course, I saw him last time, is life imitating art or something. he was giving Tim Taylor a degree, and Tim Taylor, of course, was acting like he was not impressed, and Tim Allen was acting like Tim Taylor, and of course, your president was acting badly. You'd think with an entire theater department at his disposal, like a few pointers, but no, oh boy. No, you know, a lot of us over there at Disney, you're doing fine. Get him out of here. Get him out. Jesus. The necklace went out in the disco era, President. What that's he's leaving here and joining Earth, Wind, and Fire, President will be. He is retired after 13 years, and from being back on campus, I am amazed, and you probably got used to what he's done here. And I'd like to thank him on behalf of everyone for his remarkable achievements. Your president. I'd also, that was nice. No one cared, Dieter. That's that thing. The Earth, Wind, and Fire thing is really working for you. That's the whole look. He's going to do a thing in Vegas now. He's moving right on. I want to thank Lori Waddles for that more flattering citation. I mean, to hear my life summed up in 3 minutes actually sound good is a new thing for me. I was sitting there last night and a girl walked up to me and said that she likes the show Home Improvement because it has family values, but she went on to say what a remarkable coincidence that the guy's name is Tim and so is mine. And that, hey, he's from Michigan and so am I. And he actually went to Western and so did you. She was an Eastern graduate, evidently. She, right to them. The truth of it all is I have a tremendous amount of affection for my university. A lot of things I learned here, and I love the state of Michigan. That's why I do it. It isn't a coincidence at all. And that's why it's wonderful to receive the Distinguished Alumni Award. I do take this very seriously. And, boy, I tell you, anybody else chafing in these gowns? Is there something? I suppose you're supposed to wear pants. I guess that would be... I told my wife I wasn't going to say that, and I just have to throw the word chafing and no drawers. I got to do it. I've never been very correct. Now, yesterday I was having trouble figuring what I was going to say to a group of graduates. You know, you're supposed to come up with something. I watch these on TV when everybody graduates and everybody says something wise, but I'm just an alumni with a BS degree. Very well said, you know. But I said I was off the hook, but now I'm a doctor. You have no idea what a heavy burden that puts on my shoulders. The truth is, I hope each one of you, like I did, is remember somebody special here. If a professor comes to mind to me, I took one 8 o'clock class just to see if it could actually happen. And you get a memorable professor like that, and it lasts forever. Who was that, though? This is actually a written joke, and I do want to know who that guy was. And I can't remember. We didn't have time to go to this, but he had kind of reddish hair. He was an ex-boxer, and he had a beard, and he had a kind of a girl's name, I think. It was Leslie, but he was English class early in the morning, 20 years ago, and he gave us so much crap, but his image has stayed with me. But not his name. I suppose that's not a real impressive thing to leave with you, is it? So I'm going to give you all a quarter, something to take on. No, actually, my memories are of Jules Rossman, who's retired, and Lyda Stillwell, and Tom Pagel. These are people that were in the communications department this was one before we were actually able to use the cameras. This was a good time for us. We had a black and white camera, I think 2 of them. It took about a day to warm up, but once they got going, baby, they didn't work. That's a good thing. But I've been in touch with Jules Rossman and Tom Pagel since I left here. Actually, it's hard to get rid of the boys. Always hanging around the studio. Yes, Tom. Yes, I know you're my professor. Very important to me, yes. Now, could security please remove this man? He's actually been an email and been a very important part of my development, and he's just as smart as he was. So there's just some great experience I had here at Western, most of which I can't discuss right now. Another thing that I was going to say that I did here, and it truthfully helped my life, and it's been a motivating factor for me ever, is I started making lists at Western because of another professor who's, again, a lot... Hey, hey, hey! I'm talking here! Boy, these kids are getting younger and younger, aren't they, these graduates? You gotta love that, you know? Give the kid a bottle and send him on his way. That's nice. Security, let's get rid of that kid, shall we? I love you all. I really am serious about that. I started making lists here. It's something very important. I took 3 yellow legal pads, and I listed what I was going to do today, what I was going to do tomorrow, what I was going to do the rest of my life. And it's kept me focused, and it's a very similar trick that I would pass on to anybody. I learned it here at Western. And my nugget of wisdom would be that it's better to make bold choices in life than no choices at all, or even mild choices. If you're idle, you don't get anywhere. There's a downside, however, to making bold choices. You tend to make bold mistakes, and I'm very good at bold mistakes. A few wrong choices is like playing the piano. The better you get better at it, learning how to deal with bad choices, the more you do them. But you also do what you want because you make bold choices. I'm a master at making bad decisions. I'm also a genius, I think, at making the best out of them. And my latest decision, of course, I'm wearing... Somehow I'm going to live through this. It's a bet gone wrong. Has nothing to do with this university. I did this all by myself. Again, I want to thank your president and the Board of Trustees, the Alumni Association for honoring me today, and congratulations for the class of '98, and thank you all very much for having me here. Thank you all very much.
Okay. Should we go on? We are now coming to the heart of the ceremony, namely the conferring of the degrees for our students. And I'm calling on Professor Timothy Light, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to come forward for the conferring of degrees for our students. That was unintentional.
Will those receiving doctoral, specialist, or master's degrees please rise? Mr. President, it is my pleasure to present these candidates who have completed all of the requirements for a doctoral, special